All right, so welcome to session 37. The place is set. We are here at the Oasis of White Palm. The party is deciding what to do after following the second brother to a obelisk and losing track of him. Oh, and I guess time would probably be relevant. So yes, it's later in the evening, not quite midnight. Oh, that's right. It is past midnight. Yeah, because that's when he left. All right, gang, what are you doing? Guess the ball is mostly in Kaylee and Mizram's court at the moment.
I was going to say, yeah, Redruth is still studying, so I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah. So,
How long until you're done studying? Ballpark. Well, we don't want to interrupt him because otherwise it's a waste of his study time.
To be frank, I don't even remember what I was studying. I was studying some. I think maybe it was. I had a scroll. I was going to see if I couldn't get the scroll put into my book.
yeah.
I have a scroll of ray of
Enfeeblement.
I think it had to do with you changing your skill focus.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Getting away from the front, trying to be a front liner. I just don't. I'm not any good at that.
Okay.
I've got that somewhere, but I'm gonna have to look for it. Not now though.
And so pretty much when he's done doing what he's doing, then grab him and we go look for the missing brother.
Well, and the rest of the people are back at the compound. So
I would say that if they're looking at the obelisk, I'm just kind of giving Ms. and Kaylee the stage.
So, what I'd like to do is search for tracks and ask Ms. if he can scent a trail. I'm suspicious that he used it as a portal or some teleportation or something, but it's worth examining the area closely.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna have you both do a survival check.
Okay. Oh, my hotkeys aren't set up. Oh well. Double check.
I got Mrs.
Can I put it in the tower?
Just to let you know, Keith, you're a bit quiet on my end again.
Thank you. Yeah. As I'm looking at the screen, I'm turning my mouth away from the microphone, and that creates a problem. Trying to find a place for the microphone so it doesn't block my view, but hey. All right. So neither of you have success finding his trail, either by scent or by track.
Yeah.
Can I? I'm not sure if I got the ability. Let me have a look. But can I see if he used magic to cover his tracks?
How are you going to do that?
It could have to be an intelligence check for me because I do not actually have the skill.
You have the skill to ask the DM, of course.
I would like to examine the obelisk more carefully. I know we found an inscription, that I'd like to examine the obelisk more closely and see if there's anything else about it that seems strange or suspicious or interesting.
Gotcha. So, bring that up. Ms., you figure it's a good possibility, but that he is using magic, but you can't point to anything that is conclusive or says that, oh yeah, this has to be magic at work here.
I'm going to do what I do best. Why Carol is reading up this. I'm going to go to the other side of it and just angrily spray it from the other side.
Yeah, the obelisk and the area around it, to see if like there's, you know, secret spells or hidden catches, or, you know, trap door thingies, or, you know, teleportation symbols.
Let's see. So, yeah. So you did translate the inscription already.
Yep.
Maybe you should discuss that. Guys, as a party, maybe you should discuss that, or at least between Kaylee and Mizram, since they are the ones who have visibility of it at the moment.
So I rolled investigation. Did I find anything?
No, you do not.
Okay. I'm gonna copy down the inscription and my translation.
Basically,
that the group
there's a
can
small
see it?
platform around the obelisk and made of stone, and it seems to be well kept, so there's no sand on it, despite, you know, winds blowing sand all the time. That quite honestly makes you kind of curious. Like, you know, you'd think someone would have to be there 24/7 to keep the thing free of sand. But as a result, that's why you are unable to track him. You follow those tracks to the edge of the platform and it disappears. And for whatever reason, Mizram can't pick up a scent. So FYI, some things refer to it as a monolith, some things refer to it as an obelisk. It's the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna copy down the inscription and my translation, and then I'm gonna look at Ms. and be like, back to the group.
Meow.
I'm gonna take that as an agreement and head back to
Your cat is just way
the
too complicit,
desert.
guys.
Head back to the desert igloo where I'm expecting to find most of the rest of the group.
All right.
Yes.
So you head back on down there. Let's see. Mizram and Kaylee. All right. So Mizram and Kaylee are actually here. Where's Jim?
He needs to trade places with
There we go.
Kaylee's token.
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Because Kaylee's token was marking our tent. So yeah, I go back there, and find the group, and and show them the paper with the inscription and my translation on it, and say, He disappeared at the obelisk. Couldn't follow him after that.
All right, so you want to read the inscription to the rest of those who haven't been able to join the session the past few weeks?
Those that don't know how to read it
Inscription.
anyway.
What was that, Albie?
The
I said that
inscription.
those that can't read it anyway.
But, for those who may not be in
Well-
Discord at the moment.
Right, but she
Yeah.
knows how to read the language and I don't, so.
Well, I gave it I wrote my translation down too. So the piece of paper would have it.
There we go.
So this oasis guarded by the white palm belongs to all who enter. This we claim in the name of the many gods.
All right, well, seems pretty innocuous.
Dan, I don't know if you're trying to say anything, but we don't hear anything from you.
I'm actually texting Matt. He said we're trying to figure out, he was having a little bit of issues with his computer. And now he says Fantasy Grounds is taking forever to load. I said, did you do the updates for Fantasy Grounds? And he's seen the message.
I didn't have any this week, but yeah, if he hasn't been on in a while, he might be out of date.
Oh yeah, he's going to be out of date by years.
Yeah, just have him close it out and start it up and run updates. Even if it doesn't show there are any, if you've done anything from the Forge or whatever, those never show up as an update. But then when you run it, it'll pick them up. So
He said now that it responded, I'm
have-
doing the updates.
perfect.
Okay, good. It's
He
also
can still
possible to run
jump
the
in the
updater.
Zoom.
Yeah.
that's-
There's a screen share.
yeah, I can at least see what's going on, and it works fine for the kind of role playing we're doing right now. As long as he doesn't need to roll any dice yet.
No dice for you.
No soup for you.
So Kaelali and Ms. came back and shared their monolith info with us.
Yes.
Yep. In short, brief sentences that are more like phrases, because that's how KLLE talks.
And
She doesn't like to talk.
They followed brother disappeared, they found inscription, this is it.
Yep. Couldn't find tracks to follow, brother.
I would like to poke at it.
The stick.
No reason why
Oh.
everyone can't try. But you guys do have to head up there. And, it's about a 5-minute walk
Yeah.
over there.
Right, and if we were heading to the
KLLE
main, go ahead.
KLLE is perfectly happy to lead everybody directly to the obelisk.
Okay. Let me get this over here.
Oh, red dress.
Yeah, why is everybody so big?
Ooh, that's going everywhere.
Yeah, that's because I was grabbing it at the same time too.
Oh.
Talk about timing. I was like, oh wait, he grabbed it too. He put it
God,
down.
What are you? Yo, God.
Okay, so
I
I'm
know,
a
I'm
little
gonna-
bit there
under the-
too. I'm presuming that Varric is following you.
What did you look at
Wait, look down.
again, Alex? What were you checking for?
The ground around the platform, and the obelisk. I was looking for anything that would give me a clue as to
Bro, I
why
got-
he
I got a
vanished,
front row seat to
and
Kermit.
we can no longer follow him. And the only thing I came up with was, well, his tracks lead up directly to the platform, and then the platform has nothing on which to leave tracks. So I lost it there, and the tracks don't seem to. I couldn't find any tracks leading away from the platform. So
Kermit,
I don't know.
Kermit, look down. Kermit.
Okay.
Down. Kermit, look down.
I'm gonna walk around the obelisk looking for depressions or seams in the obelisk.
Gonna throw it away. Why?
For some kind of mechanism trigger kind of thing.
Door mechanism, anything that doesn't make the obelisk smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's doing it on you.
Later.
Sorry, my son is also playing Oculus next to me.
The thrill of VR. I really got to spend more time in my VR.
I like it as long
I've
as the
never
board
tried
isn't
it.
moving. If it moves, I am instantly nauseous.
Dan,
As
we
long
might
as
have to try. We might have to try Demio. That could be kind of fun.
I'll have to look it up. I haven't looked at any of the new games in a while.
Yep. And Keith, I still have to. I suppose one of these days I actually have to get out of the training session for Elite Dangerous. I have so much fun flying around in there. I hardly even try to do anything else. I just keep doing the training thing over and over again. So
Really?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I actually haven't been in Elite for a couple of months now. I've found another pastime, which Albie joined me on yesterday. Been
what's
playing
that?
Atlas.
Atlas.
I don't know what that is.
It's a survival game with a very extensive taming and breeding, and
Oh, okay.
you build bases, you do a lot of sailing, you go up against ships of the damned.
You lose all your shit every 6 months when they reset the servers.
Yes.
Oh my.
Ah.
I admit I also just picked up Cyberpunk 2077 on the computer for $30 on Steam. So
Not bad.
that
So,
was.
what did he find inspecting the
anyways.
obelisk?
I suppose, yeah, back to the game.
Yeah, we should stay focused on the D&D right now. All right, so all right, so
Was
we've
all
got the rest
obscure.
of you back at the obelisk now. It's taken a few minutes to travel back and forth, uneventfully, thankfully. Just to refresh, at least for those who haven't seen it yet. So in the center of several screening palm trees, the 25-foot tall by 7-foot square monolith towers up from the sands. The writings on its surface in the old alphabet are nearly obscured by time and weather. And the inscription is what Kaoli has already shared with all of you.
So I did a perception roll checking for seams or indentations, looking for mechanisms or hidden doors or triggers of some sort around the base of an obelisk that are reachable.
Yeah, you don't seem to find anything suspicious, unusual, or otherwise curious beyond the inscription. The obelisk seems pretty solid. I mean, it's got some erosion marks on it. It's obviously been there for centuries. And I guess that kind of comments on its durability, and that the Rorindi who built it obviously knew what they were doing. Not unlike our own ancient Egyptians.
They didn't do it, the aliens did.
That makes it really hard not to segue into some of the cool Egyptian, how did they do that kind of stuff for all their buildings.
Oh yeah, no kidding. There's been a lot of debate on that lately, because they're being more realistic about the amount of time that could have been spent. Anyway, and does that give you any ideas on how to approach this or what to do about it? Yeah, let's see.
I guess we could. I don't know. We could wait for another night and try to see how he gets in or how he disappears.
You know, those of
Dan,
you
you should tell Varric to jump into the Zoom so he can be part of this discussion too.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
that might be it.
Speaking of,
ask and you shall receive.
He's still connecting the audio, but yep, that's him. He's gonna have an audio problem. Watch. It's taking a while. Ah, there we go. There you are. Hey, Matt. Glad you made
yay,
it.
full
Hey,
party.
guys.
What up?
Hey,
So anyways, your character just died. Sorry about that.
Cool.
Yeah, dude.
cool.
Like
I've got a few
super.
backups.
I got a few backups. Nice.
He died valiantly, though.
We're rolling you up as a gnome bard.
I'm cool with that. I got some nice dirty limericks I could use for inspiration.
There you go.
Now that's what I call rolling with it.
Exactly.
Um,
Dan, why don't you
We're
give
at-
him the quick rundown of where you're at?
real quick, without story backing, is we're at the Oasis of the White Palm. A lot of civilization going here. It's probably one of the biggest, most populous places we've been to since we left the main joint. Storyline is, yeah, since we left Bralazar. Storyline is the bride of the first son has disappeared. We're getting a vibe that the second brother in line, only by a few minutes because they're twins, has something to do with it. I had your character strike up a conversation with dude. He didn't really give up a whole lot of information, but as we're kind of sitting there, he takes off in kind of a hurry. Alex and Miz follow him to an obelisk.
To be clear, not while you were talking to him. You guys, engaged him. You had a conversation. You went back, and then you were watching him, and then suddenly you seemed to leave in a rush.
We went shopping.
In a quick clip, yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I did tell him about shopping. I told him about the monocle rejoinable, but
Yes.
yeah, we're all
Yep.
all excited about that. Anyway, so he kind of takes off. Miz and Alex follow him into a grove of palm trees where there's an obelisk kind of mixed in with them, and he goes around the side of the obelisk. When they follow, he's disappeared. So he's either gone inside the obelisk or has some sort of magic teleportation. The obelisk is a teleportation device. So we're trying to figure out how to manipulate the obelisk.
Okay.
Alex has looked around and on. I've looked on. We don't see anything of import. And just before you got on, I suggested maybe we follow him the next night and see if we can not necessarily set a trap, but see what he does, if he gets in or if he triggers something.
Okay.
And
As
my
you-
my character is the only one not with the group. I'm back studying, trying to figure out how I make the move from being a frontline fighter to a support wizard type
Okay.
damage dealer, glass cannon type thing, while I still have my hand on that sword, the shiny sword.
Yeah, he won't.
Trying to
He won't
convince
give up
him
the
to give
sword.
it up.
Last
Did you get
time,
your noggin fixed yet?
No.
that's what I was going to mention. Is this is possibly a place where we can get our melons
Okay.
set right.
Okay.
The other thing too is I gave Jim. I don't remember what the trade off was,
The
but he wanted something.
bracers?
Yeah, there was something. Oh,
It was the
we
money
have a
for
bunch
the
of
bracers.
money. It went right. We have a bunch of money, and you and I are the ones that have like the most significant amount left. So
Because you
I
haven't gone
tried
shopping.
to, right. So I tried to deal with him, and I said, "Listen, I'll buy these for you, but all you have to do is set the sword down. All we can race to see who picks it up. You don't have to give it to me. Just put it on the
Right.
table."
Right.
And so what Jim did is he kind of did a Bilbo Baggins and okay, that sounds fine. And he goes to set it on the table. And as he walks away, he pulls it off the table with him. And he goes, "Oh no, it's not. It's here in my hand." So it's like his brain won't let him let it go. So we almost had the sword.
So but anybody thinking about it probably knows something up except for me. So
Right.
something's
So
wonky
we're-
there.
he doesn't realize there's something goofy, but the rest of us do. So we're still picking that apart.
Okay.
But I tried, dude. I tried.
It was a good effort for sure. And as you remind me of the goggles or / monocles, I'm thinking it'd kind of be cool if an unexpected side effect of it is that the Goliaths have to talk with a British accent every time they wear it.
That's
I'm in.
fabulous. I love it.
In. I am so in.
A Cockney accent. And Mizram can judge.
Oh, golly, now you're gonna have to make me practice.
Just love adding flavor.
You're gonna have coaching lessons from Mizram.
I wish you look on that.
Hey,
Let's
if we
just
gotta
say
do a
Mizram's
British,
gonna do a
I
lot of
wanna hear it.
cringing.
Well, if he's got to deal with our British accents, we at least got to hear his English accent once.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or American, I should say. Jesus, that was stupid.
How about Southern American accent?
Hey, Ms., by any chance, are you familiar with Pict?
I don't think I am, unless you give me an example.
Several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a Pict.
Ah,
Albie, you know what that is, don't you?
Yeah, vaguely.
The longest title name of a song that exists out there. It's a song done by Pink Floyd. And after, some very weird audio tracks of what sound like a bunch of animals jamming together with, chipmunk noises and huffing bears and weird stuff like that, it then progresses into a monologue of Roger Waters speaking in this Gaelic language that is really, really hard to decipher, but he gets all the animals all riled up and they, it sounds like they're worshiping him as some kind of god or something, but it's a really funky song if no one's ever heard it before.
yeah, it could
I
back to
have
me
heard
now.
it before.
Well, I know you've heard it, Albie. You and I have played it many times under
Yes.
disjointed.
Right.
Influence.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely say Pink Floyd is definitely under the influence when you listen to a lot of their stuff.
Especially the older Sid Barrett stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry for the diversion yet again, but yeah, so the goggles or monocles have a side effect.
I'm cool with it.
But meanwhile, on the platform, so what do you want to do? Varric, what do you want to do about the platform? Anything in particular? Actually,
Nobody's gone up and touched it or anything.
no one's
We've
touched
kind of
it.
just
You and Feckish, I believe, are the only ones there now who haven't actually investigated it.
okay. I mean, yeah, I'd give it a look unless we've already decided we're going to wait and follow a dude around, or if we just watched him bamf away when he touched it.
He went around the obelisk.
Mizram and Kael'li investigated it first, then they came back and got the rest of you. So the rest of you have just gotten there, and we're looking at it.
Kind of not unlike the game itself.
All right. Yeah, I'll go take a look at it.
Okay. And,
see if I can pick anything special.
Yeah, Feckish, if you want to as well, you might as well both do your investigation checks.
Of course.
Where's the dice tower now?
Yes, use dice tower for this one.
It's the gray thing.
I see it.
Partway up the chat, yeah. You can right click on it and unlock it, and you can move it around.
Yeah, it is huge. I gotta move it.
Yeah,
All right,
if you right click on it, you can unlock it and move it.
Okay. Oh shit! I dropped it on my sheet. Hang on.
Okay, Feckish, you just rolled a die. You didn't roll your investigation check.
Whoops.
So do you need a refresher on how to do that?
Yeah. Skills.
Yep, go over your skills.
Investigation. That one.
So where it
Oops.
says investigation for you, you'll see next to the 0 and the little tiny die marker right next to the 0. Just
Yeah.
drag that over to the die tower or get to the die tower and let it go.
That one. Haha.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now that you all have managed to do an investigation check, there's nothing to find.
Of course.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you.
Any tracks leading off in a different direction than what we saw our target come from?
None of you find any other indicators. This
Okay.
definitely has you stumped. Like, at least one of you should be able, you're saying to yourselves, at least one of you should be able to figure out where this guy went to.
Right.
Nothing a fireball can't fix.
Yeah.
The solution to all problems. Fireball!
When in doubt, fireball. Is that how this works?
Yep, apparently.
I used to have a T-shirt that said there are very few personal problems that cannot be solved by a suitable application of high explosives.
Always love that line.
Yeah. So I'm going to agree with Haig and say I think or the plan to wait and see if the brother comes back and if we can follow him.
We
Wait,
could
I've got
always,
one
Unless you
more
guys
idea.
want me to go touch it. That's my only other
I've
idea.
been poking at it.
Oh, okay.
I've been poking at it, and nothing happened.
Okay, good.
we could always just move our camp and just like center right on the obelisk.
What's your idea,
Could
Haig?
wait.
What were you saying?
Could wait till he comes back.
Mhm.
Set a trap for him to come back.
How tall are these trees?
That's a good question. The obelisk is 25 feet tall, and it does say the palm trees are screening, so they've got to be that tall or taller.
So I'm
Okay.
reminded of Looney Tunes since that is in the sand. And if I lean to the obelisk and say, "Open sesame," what happens?
And he speaks.
Anyway, yeah.
Do we have a detect magic?
I don't know. Do you? You have several magic users. Any of you have it memorized or available?
I don't know.
I
Or we
do
could try.
if I was there.
Mhm.
Yes, I know Red has it.
My only other thing that's kind of got me, I don't mind the idea of waiting to see if we can track him the next night, because I'm kind of nervous about moving our way out of the city and into a dungeon. If we, and it's kind of selfish, but if we have the opportunity to fix our heads between, Redrith and I, an extra day would be kind of nice to be able to do that. What do you guys think?
I thought that we needed to go to the northeast quadrant of this oasis to find the person to fix our head. I thought that was separate than this little storyline here.
Well, there's a cleric in the city, but I'm thinking the obelisk may take us to the next part and we'll lose our opportunity. That's all I'm
I see
afraid
what
of.
you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yep, that could be true. I wouldn't mind finding the guy, that's for sure.
Right. I
So
mean,
we can out and wait.
I just want to bring that concern to the group, because if I could get my head fixed, I think it gives me an extra +1 to my intelligent rolls. No, actually it doesn't. My bad. It only takes me back up to 17, it looks like. So, okay. It might benefit Jim more than me then.
It definitely does.
My con went down 3 points when I opened that book. So yeah, it
Oh,
would
yeah.
definitely make a difference in the amount of hit points I have. That's for sure.
Yeah, we should probably
that-
get you back up to par.
Yeah, that one was a big hit.
That was a big hit.
But yeah, also the intelligence, even 1 point affects your DCs. So
Right.
Yeah, I say we spend the day gathering intel, have Haig and the wizard go get healed up while we just hang out, gather intel on this other brother. You know what I mean? Don't engage.
So Keller Lily and I and the cat can all hang out around the obelisk. She wants to
Well-
play in the cat can do whatever he's doing, and I'm fine just to sit around and wait. So
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought. Is
So far.
even just Miz up in the tree will be somewhat unnoticeable.
and just a reminder, you guys have been traveling by night for the past 3 weeks in the desert. So at this point, you're up anyway at this time of night.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh my God, I got to stay up. Where's the Gava?
Right.
Do I see any
No.
spiders crawling around on the trees like little ones?
Want to barbecue some legs, huh?
Yeah, if I see one, I'm just gonna snatch it off the tree and eat it.
Yeah. Kaeli, you get the impression that Kaeli would be perfectly happy to climb a tree and spend the night watching the obelisk.
All right. So Kaeli and who else is doing so? Miz, are
I
you?
don't need to be
I mean-
climbing a tree.
Nobody else has to climb a tree, but Kaeli's going to climb a tree.
I would climb a tree because obviously.
Yeah, I was
I'm
going to say, I would think the
specialized.
cat's not going to allow someone else to out elevate him.
Well, you know my history with swimming. I mean, how climbing a tree? How long can climbing a tree go in cat form?
No, there's no water around here, fortunately. Well, they're not around this patch of trees anyway. Now, speaking of which, you guys haven't even been up to the actual oasis itself yet. All right, so we've got Kaeli, Mizram, Redreth, and Haig are going to wait out until you can go talk to. Who are you going to go talk to? You remember?
NORAD.
I'm sure Redreth remembers, but I don't.
Nadron?
There you go.
Is it Nadron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nadron's
Would
the
begin with an
cleric.
N.
Yeah, I'll just sit down next to Fekish by a tree, like just hunker down in some shade. Or it's evening, so it doesn't matter. And just hang out.
It's like after midnight.
Yeah. Ask him if he has any like cards or anything in his pack, because all I have is holy symbols and incense and shit.
Don't think I have any.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Probably
definitely need to get a game set while we're in town.
So just a reminder, Nadron, who you have encountered during your initial visit with the Sheik, he does seem to be fanatically loyal to the Sheik, but he is definitely very haughty, very arrogant. It seems to have little patience for anyone that isn't the Sheik or at his level. Even the rest of the clerics he seems to treat rather curtly. And seems to be rather fanatically suspicious of anything that is not monotheistic. So he has an obvious, palpable hatred of the dervishes. And as you discovered, is quick to blame them for everything going on. It's their fault that Kalatarius is out. It's their fault that they kidnapped the slave girl or the bride to be. And they're also the reason why the slave, the Sam Voyager Guild Master is missing. Everything is because of them, as far as he's concerned. So, you know, he does obviously carry a lot of clout. He's probably second only to the Sheik within the entire camp. But most people, you get the sense that, you know, most people treat him differently when they're in his presence than when they actually are talking about him or dealing with him externally. So that's the person that you probably are going to have to deal with if you're going to find any healing at the level that you need. And he has been ordered to help you by the Sheik. and has been willing to talk to you, which apparently even that, being non-clerics or non-members of the camp, seems to be a privilege that you should appreciate according to him. So that's the quick rundown on Nadron.
And that's the guy they
All right,
got to
so-
go see to get their
Well, you did
stuff
see
handled.
once, but for whatever reason, you didn't think about asking him about fixing your noggins. But he was the
Yeah.
one where you learned about basically the hand sign that appears on the Princess Shadala.
Yeah, the birthmark-ish thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That you know has to be magical to some extent because there's the symbol appears on an altar in the camp in between brides. Or if the bride should be killed, it would appear back there. And since it hasn't reappeared, this is why everyone is sure that Shadala is being held somewhere. So you learned all of that, and that the history, or somewhat of the history, at least the fact that that mark is used to indicate who the next betrothed of the sheik's son would be.
All right. Well, I'm heading back to our camp, and I'm gonna sit quietly as he finishes his studying, and wait for him to reply to my presence, I guess.
Nadron?
Yeah, and go ahead.
Redriths.
Yes, and so Redreth is doing his straight up meditation, since that wasn't the actual trying to copy in the scroll spell. He normally needs only so much rest, which we got during the day, and after a few hours, he comes out of his trance.
Yep. And you're
And-
also a high elf, so you don't need that much rest either.
Right, exactly. Yep. So I will come out of the trance and look over at Haig.
I will say actually he's going to be sitting there waiting for about an hour and a half before you're either aware of his presence or decide that it's time for you're able to take a break from your contemplations.
Alrighty.
So it's 1:32 and 1:30-ish in the morning.
Yep.
All right. So I'm just gonna
I
initiate
turn
the
and say, "Is
conversation.
there any news?"
Actually closer to 2, but yes.
Okay.
Nothing worth sharing. They followed Chorus.
Chorus.
They
Icon.
followed Chorus to an obelisk in a group of trees, but haven't been able to figure out where he went. There seems
No.
to be some sort of magic or trickery behind the obelisk, but that's not why I'm here.
Yes.
I was thinking, with the mental strain we have taken, that maybe if we have such a powerful cleric in the camp, he would be worth asking if he has the ability to maybe reverse some of our damage.
Redreth's eyes go wide because that hadn't even occurred to him. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's go.
Well, it's 2 a.m. I would have my doubts that he's awake at the moment. Should we wait until morning?
Is there any play? Maybe we can go and get a cup of Java or whatever it's called in this world, and some breakfast, and wait and just wait in the other area, up where he might be located. Get a head start.
Would there
Let's
be
just
any
say
sort of...
let's just say Redreth's really excited about this prospect, and it's the willing to go and sit outside the door pretty much.
Should we go back down to the Sand Voyagers Guild and maybe search the wares there that we could offer to sugarcoat the request? Maybe give him something that he might want down. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have the money at this point to actually get him something that would be worth that trade-off, but yeah. That's a good idea.
Maybe we find him a bottle of nice wine.
There you go. That might work.
Blood wine.
Maybe some wine in a fruit basket. Sorry.
In the holiday spirit, a fruitcake.
Yes.
There we go. Let's put him together a basket of nice dried meats and some nuts and fruits and wine, and we'll go back to his tent and wait for his submergence. Lick the envelope, seal it, stamp it, done. Let's do it.
So keep in mind the cleric's tent, he apparently, that's also his residence, but that's the one next to the sheik's tent.
Right, the red one next to the yellow, right? Or the other way around?
Good question. Let me double check. The yellow one is definitely the sheik's tent. Ding, 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 ding.
Or the red one might be the brothers,
right.
Hassan's.
Yeah, one is the older brothers, the other one is the cleric tent, and I know that they frequently get them mixed up and the map doesn't match up, so let me check over here.
Varric doesn't like our idea, so he casts Bane on us. He's like, no fruit basket, Bane.
My bad. No.
Okay, so
I was
No
just
fruit
making sure I
basket
had
for
the right
you.
amount of spells.
oh, it's got to be the larger of the two, so it's got to be yeah, the red one.
Okay.
Is that right?
So in passing time, we'll go back down to the igloo area, have a cup of coffee at Hulk Hogan's and put together a nice little basket of gift
Happy
for
Hulk
NORAD.
Hogan's. Yeah,
There
there's
you go.
definitely quite a selection there at the bazaar, at least during the regular hours. Again, you might have to wait until morning before you're going to be able to procure a selection of wares that you'll be able to bequeath upon him. But I would say that we can safely say that you're not going to have any random encounters between now and morning. Things go relatively peaceful in the oasis, but at this hour of night, it's a rather clear night. Maybe a bit on the cool side, but a welcome relief from the day's heat, especially for the Goliaths. And as dawn comes, actually quite promptly, just before the sunrise, you see several of the clerics arriving at the tent, and they inquire as to why the Goliath and the mage are hanging outside the cleric's tent. They seem a bit suspicious at first, but presumably when you share with them why you are there, they seem more than willing to assist, and invite you inside very graciously, as you would expect most clerics to do. And
So as a side note, I took off 100 GP for me. I want it to be significant enough where Nadron would notice I spent a decent amount of money on.
so are you
I will do the same.
are you sitting there with baskets in hand of goods, or is it kind of something that you've got kind of tucked in the side? Are you waiting until you see Nadron and present it to him, or do the acolytes see that you come bearing donations?
I would say the basket would, like a regular, Christmas gift basket. It's handled, whatever we're carrying, it has a handle on it. It's got to be big enough to be visible.
Okay.
A little bow.
With a bow. Yeah, that's right.
Mine doesn't have a bow. I'm just saying that.
At least it ain't pink, right? No. All right. So as I said, the acolytes are certainly very accommodating. They're very gracious, as you would expect most clergy to be. They invite you inside. They kind of look at the baskets like, ooh, yum. But they don't overstep their bounds at all. And one engages you in small talk while the other, a couple of the others, indicate that, okay, we'll go get Nadron for you. He's the only one that's going to be able to help you in this situation. And while you're talking with the one up front, you can kind of hear Nadron yelling in the back of the tent at those who are talking to him. But you do hear something of a, well, fine, I'll be out in a moment. kind of attitude. And someone picks up of, yeah, the sheik did order him to help you guys, so he guess he has to. And he comes out of the back room of the tent, immediately notices the baskets and tells the acolyte, without even asking, he tells the acolytes to put them back in the stores. At least we'll get some compensation for this.
He almost called him asshole light.
Yeah, he is meant to come across as a real asshole. Almost so blatantly so that you'd really be surprised if he's really the culprit behind everything. But don't let me make any judgment calls for you. So he comes out. So what is it that you need? Someone knocked your skull around? Oh, wait a minute. So I understand you need some help with your head issues.
Honorable one, mine may be easier. Redrith should probably be looked at first. His may be a little more complicated.
Redrith doesn't specifically say yet what his issue is. He asks, do you find yourself interested in items of the arcane?
Only those that are in the service of Anu.
How about something that might need to be removed from existence?
I'm not sure that I follow, and unless it is a blasphemy to Anu, it is not my purvey.
Redrith pulls out the book and says, I accidentally opened this.
Ah.
And that's the crux of my issue.
Yeah, he immediately recoils from it upon seeing it and says, bring that out of my presence immediately. That does not belong here.
Exactly. It doesn't belong anywhere. How do we get rid of it, and how do we remove the effects?
Fireball.
You've had the answer the whole time.
I can help you with the curse, but the book is your burden to bear.
Sigh. Well, I may as well read it then. No, just kidding.
Fate tempter you.
That would turn my alignment to evil, so which could be kind of fun too.
That would definitely add
It has potential.
dynamic to the party, that's for sure.
Right.
Sure, let him rampage and destroy the village. What do I care?
Right. Exactly. Let me toss a fireball in there for you. Yeah. So Redrith will put that back away, and say, so that has definitely done something to my health when I opened it. What can be done to resolve the issue?
As the acolytes walk by with baskets in hand, you notice him linger his gaze on one of the baskets. Presumably something in there caught his interest, and his attitude mellowed ever so slightly. Perhaps his own show of appreciation. But yeah, basically he's still recoiling from the book. He does not want it in his presence, and keeping it out is definitely not improving his demeanor.
Well, no, I put it back in my bag as soon as he reacted like that.
Okay, good. Yeah, because he definitely does not like it. He recognizes it as an evil artifact, though whether or not he understands exactly what it does. He knows it imparts a curse, obviously, so he knows something about it. But that, given his level as a cleric, that could just be an intuitive feeling as well.
And I would further ask, do you know where it should be taken to be properly dealt with?
The 9 layers of hell would probably be no less appropriate than anywhere else.
Another sigh. Is it possible to remove the effect it has had on me so that I can properly dispose of it?
Does the book also require you to keep possession of it, or is that just the sword?
Just the sword.
Just the sword.
So,
And I still don't think there's anything wrong with the sword. So I'm not mentioning that.
You're not, but Nadron looks at you for a moment and then quite hastily, abruptly, not unlike one of those spiritual healers that you see on TV, just smacks you on the forehead with the palm of his hand, and then grabs you by your temples with his thumb and pinky. And you feel a cold surge going through your forehead and into his hand as he's doing so. It's not a comfortable feeling, but at the same time, you realize, it's kind of like a shot or something. It's doing something good, even though it doesn't feel good at the moment.
Now turn your head and cough.
And he pulls out a rubber glove. No, just kidding about the rubber glove.
Rubber bridges.
And with that, you feel a little weakened for a moment, but you may go ahead and fix your. Oh, wait a minute. So he's like, "Oh, it seems you are afflicted by multiple curses. You have a penchant for these, do you not?"
I do seem to attract them, yes.
You are going to require some additional assistance.
Wait, what? Multiple? What?
So he turns to his acolytes, speaks in a language that none of you guys recognize, and two of them head towards the back room rather hastily. And he said, "Yes, you have more than one affliction upon your being."
I thought I felt a little off.
Well, cool.
What's the source of the other affliction?
He slaps you on the head again, this time closes his eyes and attempts to concentrate. This is not visible to you because once he hits your head, you're kind of like in some kind of astral space. It really has an impact on your perception, but the rest of the party notices.
For flavor, can we pretend that he slaps him in the back of the head like stupid idiot and then does the thing?
He gives him the Gibbs slap.
Well, I was going to say that, the brothers are not too happy with how abrupt and direct this method seems to be. He certainly doesn't come across as your, what's the word I'm looking for? Compassionate cleric.
His bedside manner sucks.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Oh, you've also got to consider his perspective. It's like your dumbass got cursed.
But
Right,
and at the
twice.
same
And
time,
the only reason I'm dealing with you is because the sheik told me to do so.
Right.
and being in character, I have to say with my charisma, I probably look at it and go,
Too bad. You had to help me. Now kiss my feet.
So I'm kind of standing by, watching over jovially, watching him get slapped around.
So yeah, it's not really a slap. It's just like, when he instead of gently placing his hand on your head, it's just I'm grabbing your head, and too bad if it's rough.
Evangelist healer type.
Exactly.
In the name of Jesus. Wow.
Yep, exactly. I'm doing good, so too bad if I knock you to the floor in the process. Someone else will pick you up. Or all my parishioners. Yeah,
Oh,
stave
man.
dive into them. There you go.
There you go.
All right. So, Redreth, two of the acolytes come on out, and they kind of indicate you will need treatment back here. It will take several hours. Please follow us. And that obviously is heard by everyone else that's in there. So, presumably you go with them, and they all kind of wish you good luck. If not,
At this point, they're all donning rubber gloves.
we have a special treatment for you. But Nadron turns over to Hey, no, Varric.
There, I
you're
pretty
right.
much put
You're
I
right.
put my experience in the Discord chat there.
Let me switch over to that.
I gotta see. Hold on.
I love the video. There's a good one.
Oh, oh my gosh.
All right. So, but meanwhile, Nadron turns over to Haig and does the same. He has a little bit of an issue. You're a bit taller. He can't quite, just slap out at you. He's kind of got to reach up to you so that the force isn't quite as much, and you can tell he's at a disadvantage there. And that obviously disconcerts him, but nonetheless.
I'll go to one knee so he can get a better slap on my head.
And again, he seems to lighten up ever so slightly at the acquiescence. But yeah, he slaps his hand on your head, and you go into that little ethereal space for a few moments. Man, that's some good shit. And you come out of it with your points intact and fully restored.
Sweet.
Now, Redreth, you are going to take about 6 hours. It is going to cure you of both of your afflictions, even though you don't realize that you have one of them. But it's going to be
Herpes.
it's going to be a little bit more traumatic.
So I'm gonna leave.
That's pretty much the story of my life.
I'm gonna thank.
You've
Go
seen
ahead.
Doctor Strange, right? Or Doctor Strange, right?
Yes.
So that first astral trip that he makes when he's questioning.
Oh, I see what it is. So when he slaps me on the forehead, Haig actually sees shades of me go out the back.
Someone with astral vision would, yes.
That's
Okay,
what I've
very
been
good.
thinking was happening every
Awesome.
time when he smacks you. Yeah, it's
That's actually
cool, yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah,
really
knocked
cool.
out of you for a second.
Yeah, for a second. And it's not that traumatic for Haig, but for Redreth, basically that little astral journey that he goes on and suddenly the secrets of the universe are revealed to him. That's basically what it's going to to be for Redreth.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you come out of it and you're like, no,
So-
he's fine.
so
Send him back. Ah!
So does this mean I switch my class focus?
Yes, this will give you an opportunity to do so. This is basically an epiphany moment for you.
Awesome. Okay,
So
cool.
while that's happening, I thank Nadron and go back to the rest of the group, and I'd tell them, well, he's still back in the tent. I'm pretty sure they said they had to physically pull his head out of his ass.
In one form or another.
Or smack it out, one of the two.
Out of the two.
Yeah, and actually, as part of the whole process, you will have this realization that the sword had a grip on you and a control over you that you just had no appreciation of. And so, you will come out of it fully understanding what the sword is, what it did to you, and being absolutely, I get that thing the fuck away from me.
Cool.
Which is Varric hovering around the edge to see what happens to it?
Now that being said, hold on, stepping back for a second, you will have that awareness and realization, but after the mental journey you just took, that's not going to be the first thing on your mind. You're going to be thinking about 42. That's sort of life, the universe, and everything.
Right.
All right, so it is we're halfway through our session, so if you don't mind, let's take a 10-minute break. I'll try to stick it to just this one break today, and we'll all meet back here at 22.
Wow, that went really quickly.
10 minutes.
All right, so I'll see you guys in about 12 minutes.
Cool.
Yep.
Wow, that'll almost double my hit points.
Nice.
Wow.
That's good.
I rolled a 66 plus 6, which at a level, a wizard gets 1d6 plus con modifier for hit points. And I was at 20 hit points, which is really low for a level 6 anything. And I'm supposed to get 1d6 plus my con modifier, which is 1. So, 1d6 plus 1 for each of the 6 levels. And so I rolled 66 plus 6 and got 37.
Sweet.
Nice.
You get maximum for your first hit die.
So I'd get 6 plus 1.
You'd get 6 plus 1 plus 5d6 plus 5.
Okay. It worked out that way anyways, because my first roll was a 6. So
Okay.
When's the next stat up? Is that 8, 7, or 8?
For most, it's going to be 8.
Okay.
Pure fighters get one at 6, I believe, but everybody else is at 8.
I'm Eldritch Knight, so I don't know where that lands me. I'll look it up.
see here, I use the Avray bot in my Discord, and so there's my roll that I came up with. The first roll was a 6 anyways, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And those are all above average rolls too.
Yeah, and it didn't curse me, so hey, I'll count that as a win.
Right?
Alex, Kaeli's bow is non-magical, correct?
She now has a +2 longbow.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Because I don't know if I'm going to keep detect magic. I might swap it out, but I have all the smite that I can at this level. So I was just looking at some utility spells. So that's dope.
And also
Yeah.
York and Varric may want to come and pick up the sword that's I don't know if I can touch the sword again after they've removed the curse.
I would be very, very careful. Honestly, if you're going to handle the sword, you need to do it with gloves on and at least one layer of fabric in addition to that.
Well, I wouldn't want to touch it at all if I could help it. That's why I was saying, Haig may want to go get Varric and have Varric come near if Varric can ID what it is.
Well, are you are you aware of the curse now? Right.
That's part of the 6-hour thing.
Right.
Yeah.
He's thoroughly aware of the curse. Like he knows what the sword does, and
once I'm done with it, or once I'm out of this 6-hour thing, then I won't want to touch it at all again. So
right. Did Nadron said he only wanted items from a specific deity, and I didn't have a chance to write it down.
Anu.
Okay.
It sounds like it's maybe
I wrote down Anubis, and I was a question mark. Right.
I've got the staff, but we don't want to give that up yet.
Right.
And I don't think I have anything else that's item specific that he might be interested in.
Hey, how high is your what's the deal with the sword? Like completely. The sword that Retris just let go of. I know that it has a berserker quality. When you first draw it, you want to fight everybody until they're dead or you're dead. And then there's a save to make sure you stop yourself. at the end, right? So you don't attack with
Something
patriots.
like that.
Because
something.
I think it's wisdom. It sounds wisdomy to me, but I have a +2 to my wisdom checks. What's yours?
Hold on.
Or I think once I go through this process, it'll actually be identified for me. So then I'll be able to actually know
Right.
what exactly
Yeah, yeah.
what it does.
My wisdom is a +1.
Okay. And I mean, all the squishies are usually pretty far away from us, so it would really only probably end up being Haig that I would be like, nah, with the sword. Well, shit, now I got to look back through my spells because I was going to do magic weapon. Because if I cast it at a higher than first level, it becomes a +2 weapon. But if you've already got one, I don't
Yeah.
need to worry about it.
I mean, you don't need to cast it on Kaeli's weapon anymore because he has
Yep.
a proper +2 longbow now.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was her first purchase because she was very, very frustrated that there were a couple of battles where things were immune to non-magical damage and she could do nothing because she had no magic.
I guess there's a couple of smites I could throw in there instead of detect magic.
I mean, at the worst case scenario, I could turn myself into a little cat. You could have picked me up and just threw me at the enemy face.
Fastball special.
I could have.
Yeah.
I suppose I could have. I could have just chucked the cat at them.
He could have just turned into a dire stick bug and you could have just shot him.
Furball frenzy attack.
Right?
So, Jim, are you there?
I am.
So just to embellish on your experience a little bit, as a mage, Redreth has obviously read about different dimensions and planes of power and energy and whatnot. And, you do have a belief in it because you obviously tap those energies. You've had some sensation of them, but this is the first time you've actually had a multi-dimensional experience. And it's made you realize just how little you do know, how much more there is to know, and has seriously whetted your appetite for power.
Mm.
Awesome.
Now, that's not to say that you have to be passionate about it, but it has made you appreciate just how much more there is to your studies and how much further you have to go. How you enact that passion is entirely up to you and Erica.
That's cool.
Doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be power hungry, but if you choose to act like that, that's your choice.
Right. So I can switch my class focus.
Yes.
Okay. Is the sword identified for me now, so I can see what all the issues are with it and that kind of stuff?
Probably do that now.
As I'm floating through the multiverse.
How do I change spells again? It's been a while. Everything's a little different.
I think you can add the spell in, and then on the bottom, the mode button on the bottom, if you change to preparation, and then just uncheck the one you're changing away from, then it won't show up on your list when the mode is in combat.
Okay. And how do I drop a spell into my sheet to be able to engage or disengage it?
You go to you go to what is it? The spells box. You open up the spells window and just drag and drop the spells that you're interested in.
Okay, yeah. So it appears this sword has no real redeeming value.
No.
Everyone has to do the wisdom save. Or is it wisdom? Yeah, there's actually not even a save. If you draw it, then you want to kill everyone around you.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Is it like an extra damage while you're berserkered out?
It's, yeah, for the duration, you get a +2 to hit. Not extra damage, I don't think, but it's a +2 to hit.
Yeah, I think
Only
that should
remove
go.
curse or wish will allow you to rid yourself of the device.
And hence why your separation ceremony is so significant.
Yeah. Well, I sure don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not that redeemable, maybe we don't draw it ever again.
Well, I'm not even going to pick
I
it
guess
up.
one realization that you would have made out of all of this is just how insignificant mortals are in the grand scheme of things, that a toy such as this is literally nothing more than that, a toy to the powers that guide fate and existence. And there's actually a bit of animosity there, that you were so easily manipulated. You're like, yeah, I'll never let that happen again.
Right. I'm not even going to pick the sword up. I'm going to take it out of my inventory and leave it on the floor.
Yeah, I just leave it on the floor.
And of course, anyone else that was in the room at the time is aware of the danger that sword poses, and so they all recoil from it. But Nadron orders one of his higher level ones to deal with the sword and dispose of it.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you didn't give it up then. That might have been bad in all those close confines inside the pyramids.
Right?
I was interested to see how you guys would wind up dealing with it if he did wind up triggering it.
Right.
But yeah, it was those words, when first used in combat.
Yeah.
But since there wasn't an attunement to it, it had to have some effect on you immediately. All right, so that is the end of Enduval. Goodbye. Ta-ta. Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Mark's
That
just
was my
been
first.
chilling.
That was my first attempt at a monocle accent.
He's lit a candle and he fries like the hairs off the spiders before he eats them now. He mentions that the hairs get stuck in the back of your throat if you eat them raw.
Did they smell nice?
He tries to hand one to Fekish or anybody else. Like, try it. It's good. It's like a chip. It's like a crisp.
Fried pork rinds.
Yeah. The gooey bit in the middle is the best.
All right, so it is now about
Definitely named Arachna Crisps.
Yeah.
So by the time Redrith is done with his healing, it's almost 11 in the morning, and you guys have been up for a while now. Most of you are exhausted.
Just to let you know, Chief, you're getting very quiet again.
Okay, that any better?
Yeah.
Much.
All right, so after Redrith is done with this ordeal, it's close to about 11 o'clock in the morning for you. You've been up all night, which is your normal cycle, but yeah, it's getting to the point where the day is getting hot and you guys are getting really tired.
So Redrith, can we put the tent up near the palms and take rotations until Chorus possibly returns? Or should we see if Chorus has shown up in town without us noticing?
Yeah, I can definitely set the bubble up. That's not a problem. I will. So you want it near that thing, just off, like, which direction? Do we know which direction he went? Because I wasn't there. Maybe put it up so it's a little out of the way.
And do you know which side of the obelisk he went to before he disappeared?
You followed him from roughly from the south, slightly from the southwest. I mean, if you look at the angle from the entrance, the in and out part of the Sand Voyagers compound, you would have had to travel northeast in order to get to the obelisk. So he went that direction, went around the side, and disappeared.
So we should face north-ish. We should be able to see north-ish if we expect him to. I don't know. That's only going if he triggered something on the northeast, I guess.
Well, at any rate, Kaoa is just going to stay up in her tree.
Okay. I think, Jim, if we set up kind of
So it can
here-ish,
see the north side?
right?
Didn't Chorus also give you guys all +1 maces, or 3 of them?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
Barrett can have one if you want one.
I mean, I'll give it a swing. Magic, that's my hammers.
Redress sets up the bubble right pretty much. I'll put the little mark. Oh, and Keith, as a side note, I've been playing around with these maps a whole ton. You can adjust the scale of the map if you want to by going in the grid sections. On the grid side area, you can set it to 5 feet or 10 feet or 100 feet or whatever, and you can also disable the snap to grid on the main page, which also, or maybe it's on the grid settings, and then that allows people to put their pointers a little more precisely. But there's a lot of stuff in there that you can play with too. Obviously, you don't have to do it now, but it's one of those. There. This little tiny thing, but that's about where the bubble will be set up, in amongst the trees there.
Okay.
And then I settle
I
in
see
for
some
more
new options over
reflection
there.
on changing my subclass and refocusing away from blades and whatnot.
Does Redrith seem different?
I have no sword.
He has no sword. I would say that there's going to be an impact to his personality, but I'd say that's up to Jim to how he wants to portray it.
Definitely quieter, less assertive. Not getting into the front of the fight, not wanting to jump out front, and
Well, that part they won't notice yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, but I mean, just as a personality, less type A, basically, in this,
Okay.
and a bit more reflective and that kind of thing.
There's a notable hesitancy in his willingness to suggest a fireball.
I don't believe that for a second.
All right.
I'm tucking into the tent. I'm ready to curl up. It was a busy night.
So somebody, are you
guys do
giving
that.
me a
Well, there's one
Base?
caveat. There's one caveat to all of this. Let's see how we can play it out so it doesn't completely muck with the timeline. All right, so.
Can barely hear you, Keith.
Okay, so Kaylee, you and Mizram were hanging out in the tree watching the obelisk while Haig and Haig and Redreth went to speak to Nadron, right?
Yes.
So where is Varric and Albie during this?
I was hanging out with Cowley and the cat.
Okay, so
Yep.
you're staying amongst the trees. And what about Varric? You're with your brother, I guess?
I was staying at the trees watching the obelisk.
Okay, so
the
it was
rest of
just
the
the
party
two.
when they
So it
went.
was just the two of them that went up there. Okay. So, Haig, you were healed relatively quickly, but Redrith needed a few hours. So, are you waiting for him, or are you just like, see you later, dude? Good luck.
No, I had come back when they took him into the back. Nadron mentioned it would be a while, so I came back to the group and told them that they were pulling Redreth's head out of his ass.
Okay.
So I'm kind of in the group now.
That is consistent with what you were saying. So now I'm going to have all of you except for Redreth make a perception check
The tower.
in the tower, please.
Yeah, Redress totally internally focused and sitting in the bubble at this point. He's not paying any attention to what's around him.
Well, I think this is happening during your procedure, correct?
Oh, okay. Right. Very good.
You said perception?
Perception. So yeah, this is occurring shortly after, well, maybe not too shortly after, but maybe about an hour or two after Haig returns to the group. All right, and so true to form, but
Nobody sees anything except Cowley.
close. But unlike the early game, where literally you guys all rolled less than a 3, every one of you, Mizram and Kaylee this time do notice a small group of people coming out of a door that you did not notice before in the north face of the monolith.
They're all fucking blind.
And can we get a
And as soon-
timestamp?
Huh?
Can we get a timestamp for that?
Not exactly given the nature of things, but like I said, so Egg and Redreth headed out, which was to the cleric, and they wait. Well, wait a minute. Shoot. No, you guys had to wait until morning, so I'm sorry.
Yep.
You are not there.
Okay.
So yeah, you had to wait till morning until the clerics came out to greet you and usher you in. So you're not there. So this would probably be roughly about an hour and a half after you after the group left, or sorry, after the two of them left the group at the monolith, which was roughly about 30 to 40 minutes after you saw Nadron Chorus leave the Happy Hogan's. So does that give you enough of a time frame?
So I met him after he was studying, was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I left there about midnight, so about an hour after, so 1 o'clock. That makes sense?
That gives me a timeline for when this people coming out of the door happened. It's after a couple of hours of walking.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was saying. I thought he said about an hour, my fault.
Well, no,
Okay.
that was initially based on your return. So again, figure you noticed Chorus leave Happy Hogan's around midnight.
Yeah.
You went up, you followed the two of you followed him up there. You came back after you couldn't find anything to talk to the group, and then returned back to the obelisk with everyone else. So that's
Right.
one gap of time. Figure how long it took you to follow them up, search, come back, fill everyone in, and then decide to head back up there. However amount of time the two of them decided to stick around before they went off to see Nadron, and then figure about another hour and a half after they left is when you notice activity.
Okay, so a couple hours. So it's like 2, 3,
Yep,
about
that sounds
2,
more
3 in the
accurate.
morning ish.
Yes, that sounds
give or
more.
take.
So then the decision is whether or not you guys choose to act upon that discovery prior to the return of your other two party members.
Well, my tail is swishing around with excitement, and I'm eyeballing Kaole game.
Is Chorus is Chorus one of the people that comes out of the obelisk?
You can't really be sure. There, you would say there's probably about 4 or 5 of them that come out of the obelisk. They don't say anything to each other. They're all cloaked. And as soon as they come out of the obelisk, they all go in different directions.
Should
One
we
of
follow any
them
them?
does go towards what you believe is Chorus's tent.
Okay.
And you'll notice on the map that it is pretty much a straight line from there to Chorus's tent, the one on the south end of the compound. But it is obscured by 1 or 2 trees.
Okay. Yeah. Need to find that door.
And my question is, are you going to look for it now or after the group is reassembled? Or even wait until after dark?
Oh, I'm planning on waiting until daylight to investigate because it's very difficult to investigate anything when there's minimal light.
Yep, very true. So basically,
So I'm
dawn will come and it'll start getting light. I wouldn't say that it is well lit, but it'll start getting light. And then probably about the time that maybe just before it's, what we'd consider 9 in the morning, the sun's fully up and whatnot. That's about when Haig returns to the group.
okay. Okay.
So we've got all these people dispersing from the obelisk. And we're pretty sure we saw the guy where you followed.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys want me to go
at this
make
point
sure
I
it's
am
him?
more interested in finding the door in the obelisk than I am in following Chorus.
Okay. I mean, we could go interrogate him.
That worked real well last time.
Oh,
We weren't super aggressive last time either, but I'm not
Right,
the-
I did
That
just
is
learn
true.
this. I've been meditating and I've been trying to learn this new spell. And I can make him shit himself. We could ask him some questions, but I'm gonna have to hurt him.
So once the sun is up, I'm going to investigate the obelisk more thoroughly.
that's when you're considering, not when
And
you're
this-
casting, right, Barak?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, wait a minute, it's not.
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to add the Wrathful Smite to my list, and it's whenever I change back to combat, it's weird when I'm in preparation. So
Gotcha. No, I was looking at Defined Sense, actually, not the Wrathful Smite one.
oh right. Yeah, no, that was an accident.
I was like, yeah, that's not on the list. All right. So what were you saying, Alex?
So yeah, as soon as it's light enough, I'm going to more thoroughly inspect the obelisk. And this time I know that there is a door. I just don't know how to open it or exactly how to find it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if you're anxious to check it at first light, you're going to wind up doing so before Haig gets back. If you're being patient and like, I should share this information or wait until I really have enough light, then you won't go until Haig is back.
Okay, I'm gonna at first light, I'm going to share what I found with the others, and then I'm going to climb back up in my tree and wait for it to be properly light.
Okay. And of course, Mizram shares that he noticed it too.
Wow.
All right. So the question is this accessible to the rest of you? So as it starts getting light,
So.
I'm sorry, say again.
Said I was there and didn't see shit. So
Yep. Well, none of you did either. But perhaps the light makes a difference, because now that you know that it's there and that you're looking for it, let's roll again.
Okay.
I could
that
not
was
believe,
perception again.
yes, I could not believe that every one of you wound up rolling a 3 or less.
Hey, we're special.
Oh, I've been rolling investigation because I'm not just looking, I'm poking and prodding too.
Yeah, that works.
But maybe I should be rolling perception.
To just find
Maybe I
something.
should be rolling perception. I see better.
Well, in this case,
I investigate better.
in this case, it's Fekish who comes through and finally manages to find the secret door, including the mechanism needed to open it.
Holy shit, I did something.
Oh, good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Check, please. Roll credits. So shall we go down and lie in wait, or
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, you want me to go down and check it out? I can throw
I
on
want
my
to go.
monocle.
I want to go sneaking in there and poke around.
And I'll be Curly's shadow. Meow.
All right, so are you opening the door? And if so,
yeah,
and who's there at the moment? Everyone except Redrith?
Yep.
Maybe we should wait for the wizard.
Too late.
And your scout is like,
You said
Why
that
should we
after
wait
the
for the
door was
wizard?
open.
we got the door open and Kayla's looking inside and she glances back at Mizrim and indicates the door and kind of like silently inviting Mizrim along, and then she goes inside as sneakily as possible, paying as much attention to things as she can.
And I follow behind doing that weird catwalk because I'm still wearing the boots of Elvenkin on my back paws.
And one of the first things I do is make sure that I can open the door from the inside.
Well, we'll get to that point in just a second. You open the door.
Okay.
And it reveals a set of steps that descend downward, southward, into a dark passage. How far it extends, you cannot tell. But at this point, you check the secret door, and it does seem to be a simple latch, very well visible to open it from the inside.
Okay. That's good.
I'm gonna look at Fekish and be like, "Are you going down there?"
I think we'll hang out and let them go down and figure out what's going on.
Okay, cool.
Because if we all disappear down the stairs into the ether, the wizard's going to be
Right.
lost.
Can you send any messages? Do you have any spells to send messages? Because I don't.
Not really.
Speak with dead. No. I
I
come
mean,
to
if you
you
want to go
from
grab him,
beyond.
or I can go grab him, and one of us stays here.
Right. I definitely feel like somebody should like stand guard here at the obelisk for the two squishies that just went inside. So yeah, if you want to go see what's going on with Redrith and Haig, I'll stand guard.
Oh, Haig's back with us at this
Yeah,
point.
Haig has
Oh,
made
he
it
is
back.
with us. Okay.
Oh, I am. Oh, I missed that too. That's why I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah.
We confirmed that Kaeli was not being hasty.
Okay.
Okay. So should we go get Redrith?
Well, Haig, you would know it probably is going to be a little while before he's going to be ready.
Oh.
Question of, do you wait for him or do you activate?
Now, just remember, folks, if the wizard comes, everything gets fireballed.
Sometimes fireball is a good thing, right?
I was gonna say, fireball in a tight tunnel of stairs. Could be
Absolutely.
beneficial.
You know
Maybe
what
you
else
got
works?
The book
Garrick's
Smart
gonna
Guy
spin his
with
hammer.
elves.
Well, you don't see any spider webs that need cleaning out.
Damn. Man. Hey, you don't have any way to send Redrith a message or anything? To be
Not
like, hey,
really. Who's got familiars?
no, but
I thought that's what Mizram was.
Red
yeah,
dress.
just the yeah, Redrith. Fuck. He'll be all right. Let's
And
go.
his familiar is currently not manifested either.
Yeah, I'm currently floating through the different planes right now, admiring the colors and such.
I think Redrith is smart enough to know that we might have found something at the door on the obelisk and might join us when he's maybe.
Sorry.
Keith, can I get the description of the passageway posted in chat so I can add it to my notes? Please.
Actually, let me just type one in there because that's my rephrase of it. Just a second.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I believe that should cover it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so who's going down or are we waiting?
Kaeli and Mizram are going down.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other three of us are just standing there trying to figure out what we want to do. Should
I'll
like
track down. I ain't scared. Wanna go?
sure, right. I just don't want to miss Redrith.
So Kaeli, as you guys start to follow her, Kaeli turns back and gives you this dirty look, like, why are you following us? We are scouting.
Okay. Scout away. I'll go back up.
Scout away.
If they're in the dark, can you even see them? Oh, I suppose you got your monocles on, so.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing nothing.
I'm leading with my sunblade, so I don't have to have my monocle.
Oh.
As Mizram cringes.
On my way back out the staircase, I am going to reach for the triggering mechanism since Kelly did give us a dirty look, I'm going to reach for the trigger mechanism and see if anybody stops me.
Okay. There's the latch on the inside.
Anyone?
Yeah, we've found the latch on the inside, so.
All right, fair enough. I shut the door. Click.
Yeah, we go sneaky down the stairs.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky, creepy, quiet. You want stealth rolls? Give you that one. And because I'm also paying attention as much as I can, I give you that one too. Yes, I'm being sneaky and I am paying attention to what's going on around me.
As much as you can, anyway.
Yeah, I
Yes.
will try because I get advantage.
It's dark, so I can't see. It's dark, so we can't see particularly well, but we can see well enough to not trip on the fact that there's no stair in front of us.
The steps down into the
But
monolith.
perception is listening too.
The steps down into the monolith descend 70 feet to a 30-foot long passageway carved from the stone. This passageway ends at a stone door, or what you believe to be a door. Drawn on the door is an image of an evil jackal head on the shoulders of a man. The eyes are sinister red points of light.
That's fucking awesome.
That's set, isn't it? That's not my player. That's me as a person. I don't know if my character would know.
That's kind of creepy.
That's awesome.
Am I right though?
It's
Isn't
very
that?
awesome, but it's also kind
I
of.
think so.
I think that's set.
Anubis was a jackal too.
Now, can I remind you of the name of today's session?
Oh, what was today's session? Is that the
I didn't
story
hear it.
button? No.
The place is set.
Oh.
Whoa. That's awesome.
I
It does
am
good
not
against
going to go
creepy
through
evil
that door
doors.
without the backup of my party.
Yeah, paladin with hammers.
Because if that looks like an evil jackal head, then I'm going back upstairs.
Oh, you
tell
don't
them
need a
what's
detect.
down there.
You don't need a detect goodness and evil spell to tell that this thing is.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm going back upstairs because I'm not going to. I'm not going to go through that door without my party.
It's not my cup of coffee.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm no out of there and coming back up, and I'll be like, yeah, evil jackal headed dude with red glowy eyes.
Can we go in now?
Yeah, that's when she says that, I'm looking at Varric like, yeah, you want to go? Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Wait.
What about the wizard? Damn it.
He is still kind of the boss.
Wizard have fireball.
Pouty faces and crossed arms.
I'm gonna pull out a crispy spider and just crunch on it. Sit down, crisscross applesauce. Yeah, real pouty at the entrance to the
I'm gonna close the door to the monolith, and climb back up in my tree.
I mean, I'll look at Hag after a minute of brooding and be like, we could always interrogate that one dude. Just saying. Just find out what's going on down there. See what we're walking into.
We got to head that way to go get the Redrith anyway.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's go get the wizard and have a chat with something with a C. I can't
I
remember.
gotta
Man,
do some
chorus.
sexy shit. Dude,
Chorus.
Dude, hope we get away with it.
Oh, the doodah day.
And
Love
then,
that movie.
yeah, Varric gets a pep back in his step thinking about that. And he's like, yeah, let's go get the wizard.
We're off to see the
Ooh-wee.
wizard.
Already bamped up there, buddy.
You didn't bring me with you?
Well, I don't know if I can control your character at this point.
Well, right, but
Oh, I can. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Bam.
Yeah, you can. Party vision is on. Party vision and movement is on, I believe. Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna
everybody
we're
can
gonna
give
poke our
everybody a
heads in.
token.
Gotcha. All right, Keith. Well, we're gonna poke our heads back into NORAD's tent.
You mean Nadron?
Nadron.
Nadron.
Nadron. Yeah.
So the acolytes
Yeah,
are still there, and they seem happy that you're concerned about your companion, but say that he's still busy with Nadron.
He's still busy with Nadron. All right, so
And
that is Hassan's.
I wouldn't say that it's sounds of torture, but you're hearing sounds coming from Redreth in the back room. That's just like, ooh, he's not having fun, is he?
Ooh. So is this one? Hold on, wrong way. Is this one choruses? It looks like the next
Yes.
largest outside of. Okay.
Yes, that is Chorus's tent.
And Chorus is somebody's twin?
He is the
Hassan.
younger of the two brothers.
Okay.
Hassan's
So let's-
bride went missing, and she's the chosen one. She's got the birthmark. She went missing, and we have a gut feeling that Chorus knows something about it.
Oh, so we want to have a chat with this dude any fucking.
Right.
Yes.
But we were trying to
Yeah.
be slightly unaggressive about it.
Mm,
But yeah, you
And
did
then
have that
he-
conversation the night before.
okay.
Right.
And it yielded pretty much no information.
But now we have more information that we can go with.
Yeah. And hammers.
You
Haley, I don't know about that. I thought actually he did reveal quite a bit.
Actually, it was informative. It was informative, but he was also kind of
He didn't
Right.
come out and say, I did it. That's for sure.
yeah. He was kind of like, I don't know that I want to say anything, but these guys are asking questions, and I was told to cooperate.
What kind of
I'm
bad
trying
guy
to
was?
get
That's
them
more
answers.
Nadron. That's more Nadron.
What kind of bad guy was he? There's no monologue.
Oh, that's more Nadron? Okay.
Yeah, Nadron is the one that's being forced to cooperate and is openly dissentful about it. Chorus
Chorus was
more,
insightfully,
yeah, he seemed to
insightfully
be providing,
begrudging.
yeah, he seemed to be providing information. He seemed to be wanting to help, but you were both you were all left with what is his motive? Does he really seem sincere? He left a lot of questions. So
Right.
he's
Okay.
what I remember the party agreeing upon is that he could have been putting on a show, but you don't know. He either is
Right.
being sincere or there's something that he's hiding, but the impression that came across was that he's trying to help.
And Varric and Kaelili had this conversation with him.
Varric did. You sat
Right.
next to him. I had Varric sit next to him and tried to get him to loosen up a little bit, but he was really kind of, you could tell he would talk to you, but he didn't really want to. And like you said, he could tell that there was this underlying.
So when the whole party was together, we did a good cop situation, right?
I think it's more like a what's the Han Solo and Greedo situation? You're kind of sitting next to him. They're kind of sitting around the
Okay.
bar in
Okay.
positions type. That's how I kind of took it.
All right. Because so we want to ask him about, all that stuff, and then that fucking creepy jackal.
Actually, how many of you have seen The Mandalorian?
I
Nope.
have.
This is the way.
I want to, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
you
say
gotta.
I would say it's much more the kind of relationship that the Mandalorian had with oh shoot, Carl
That blue
Weathers.
guy.
But Carl Weathers' character,
Yeah, the Carl Weathers. Yeah,
Oh,
Guild
okay.
leader.
the guild leader, right?
Okay.
yeah.
That's the way I would portray the interaction between you, your party and chorus.
Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
So we might be able to buy information.
Or pummel.
Sure. So here's my thought. We walk in because we want to know more about all this other stuff going on. And
Actually, let me clarify. The early interactions prior to the Mandalorian wanting to protect the child.
Prior to the
Right.
choice. Right.
Right.
So I'll just say to you, you had the conversation before. You lead the way. I'll follow. Whatever you
Okay.
want to do.
Huh. Yeah, so we'll just, if Redrith is going to be a bit longer, we're just going to head towards Chorus's tent and see if he's in there. And I'm just going to walk up and open the tent. I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, Chorus. No.
You just open it up.
Yeah.
Do we see him when he opens the door?
Well, hold on. Let me check something. I don't think you're going to be able to just walk in there, but let's see.
Okay. Yeah.
Even
is
better.
Is it a tent?
What do we
or
got?
Like a house? Like a small, like cabin type of situation, or?
I was thinking more like guards. We'll take care of that right quick.
All right, so larger than most tents, this one seems to be made of finer material. No tent stands between it and the oasis. This is the residence of Chorus Icot, the younger of Sheik's twin sons. Okay, hold on. All right, so you approach the tent, you walk into the tent, there's no door. Their tent flaps, you flip them
Yep.
open, they open into a large central chamber. Let's see, to the right, there is an open, another chamber with the flaps open. And that appears to be a bed chamber. And to the left, there's also another chamber with flaps open that appears to be storage. And it looks like there's a wealth of different kinds of food and beverages and other things of interest.
I grabbed
However,
Mountain Dew.
in the main chamber, you see a woman. Let's see. Why don't I remember this one?
Wait, is this the one where she seems uncomfortable? We went into a chamber where there was a woman before and she seemed like she wasn't happy to be there.
Well, I mean, if you were staring at two almost 9-foot tall fucking gray skinned dudes, I'd be pretty uncomfortable too.
You were in the Sheik's, when you were in the Sheik's tent before, he did apparently have a slave girl that was there that seemed very, she didn't say anything, but she seemed very interested and paying attention to what was going on as opposed to just a mindless eunuch or something.
Okay.
But now, of course, limits. Wait a minute, let's see if it's over here. Yeah, of course. It figures. All right, I'm going to have to wing this because the text does say that, oh, this is so-and-so who's detailed in the section on NPCs. And of course that NPC is found. We just make triple sure. Yeah, I love being the one who finds the errors and everything.
The tech editing 101.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. There's Hassan, there's the Sheik, there's Nadron, there's Chorus, there's someone you haven't met yet, someone you haven't met yet, Happy Hogan, his daughter Rose, someone you haven't met yet, not this particular person. Okay, so Anyway, think of the typical Arabian sultry dancer for their sheiks and stuff like that, and the very scantily clad clothing with little bells and frou-frou hanging off her waist and bosom. And you basically got a picture of Karina, who is apparently Chorus's slave girl.
All right.
And
So I'll
I
just
don't like
mouth
that
the
these
word.
people keep slaves.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Oh, I Tarek is not like doesn't like the slave thing.
Yeah, very understandable. A lot of people actually don't.
Yeah.
But you know, it does occur in fantasy worlds and is part of our
Yeah,
history.
oh yeah. No. Yeah. I'm cool with it, but you know, he's like, he tries to be nice to her, but he'll just be like, "Woman, where's Chorus?"
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Understood. She seems very friendly, as a matter of fact. She doesn't come across as someone who's abused or unappreciated. Enough so that you even wonder if, is she actually a slave or is she just indentured?
Right.
That being said, it's like, welcome to Chorus's tent. Is there something I can do to help you? She doesn't seem to
Show us to your
recognize you
master.
or know who you are, so she seems to be a little
Hmm.
tenuous.
Yeah, we would like to speak with Chorus. Does he have a title that I would be aware of? Because I would use it. Any kind of honorific.
Good question, but I don't believe so. A second son.
Okay.
Probably one of the things
Okay.
he's frustrated by.
Then I might say Chorus second son.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to say, as our characters, we probably would say, where's the second son? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Second son Chorus.
Okay. He has not yet begun his day. Is there something that I could help you with?
Easy fucker.
Is he sleeping?
Yes, he is still asleep.
Could you fetch us some wine, perhaps, and some glasses?
She curtsies to you and goes into the actually, before she does so, may I ask who calls upon him?
The Stonewalkers. Or no, the Kacho.
Kamajatoas.
Yes, thank you.
She raises her eyebrow a little bit and then curtsies at you. She obviously doesn't recognize the name, but she's not about to be rude. She knows her place. And then goes over to the chamber on the left side and grabs some supplies, including a flask of wine and some.
As soon as she goes into the chamber, I nudge Varric and go, let's go. What are we waiting for?
Yeah. I was gonna look towards the bedchamber, just kind of start walking that way.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna barge into the bedchamber, huh?
Yes.
Okay. You barge into the bedchamber. Karina is startled and says, "No, wait, you mustn't." And as you do so, you go into the bedchamber. There's a body in the bed. The body sits up right away. It is Chorus. So, how dare you enter my private chambers? Obviously.
What's up, buddy? Late night last night?
Good morning.
And what concern is it of yours? This insolence will not be tolerated.
And Varric will walk over. He's just been quiet, just walked into the room. I'm assuming there's a table somewhere in here, or like a nice flat surface.
Yeah, probably, but I wouldn't say anything quite so sturdy as a table.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna find like a flat surface. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna set one of my hammers down and I'm gonna look at him. Then I'm gonna pull out 10 platinum pieces and set them down and say, "We just want to talk."
All right, intimidation rolls, please, gentlemen. Because I presume that's what you're trying to do.
Initially, I'm just trying to be. Let's have a conversation, and like with the coin and the hammer, I'm saying that we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
There's still an intimidation factor going on here.
Yeah.
We have to see
Which
how
is gonna
effective,
suck
how effective
because-
you are.
How is a low charisma mean a low intimidation? That'd be an ugly bastard would be a little intimidating. Come on now.
Game
Good point.
mechanics. They thought it would balance things.
I guess. A -3 is not a fun roll, though.
Yeah, I would think.
I have a
I would
plus
think
5.
that a low charisma would mean a high intimidation because you
suck
don't know
with
how to do
people,
anything
yeah.
else.
I think we just broke Keith.
All right, so Varric seems to do a pretty good job. Hey, not so much. So,
Son
in
of
other
a-
words, Chorus seems to be ignoring Haig and kind of paying more attention to Varric. He's obviously angry with the two of you, but he seems to be careful about not spitting out words that might offend you.
All right. Well, if he tries to
Good
dodge
idea.
towards Hake's side of the tent, he'll still swing his freaking sword at him. Intimidated or
Varric
not.
will lock eyes with Haig and just put his hand up and be like, just hang on, we're not
No,
trying
no.
What
to-"
is
I
it
got
you
this.
think I
I
can
got
tell you that I didn't share with you last night when I offered you my assistance?
You didn't tell us about secret meetings and
What
creepy
secret
jackals.
meetings? What are you referring to?
Entrances to special locations in the Oasis.
Mhm.
You must be mistaken.
Your friends in the Happy Horsey Club?
I could mistaken my blade into cutting your fingers into little
Yeah, I'm
sausage
just gonna
wieners.
pick up the hammer and start like thumping it against my hand now. Be like, I can put away the platinum, or you can keep it.
Well, I wonder what Daddy would think about his new friends downstairs.
Right.
Well, at this point, he starts calling for the guards.
Okay.
This is how the fight started.
Can I throw him out the tent? Please let me throw him out the tent, big brother.
hang on. Shit. There's lines I haven't
I would,
connected yet.
the perspective of that, I don't think anybody in the town is going to be really happy about him playing around with the newest thing under the
Well,
stairs.
Yeah, once the
well,
guards,
exactly.
if the guards show up, I'll ask him pointedly about a secret door with jackal engravings and glowing eyes, and he better talk, or I'm gonna smash him.
All right, a
And
little
I'll
bit,
hold him down by
a
his
little
PJs
bit
and
of
call for the
DM
sheep.
intervention here. A little bit of
Okay.
DM intervention here. If it should come to that, what proof can you offer?
We already
We'll
know how to
drag it
get down
to-
into the thing.
But how
Yeah.
can you prove that he was the one that you saw or that he actually knows about it? You can prove it's there.
We could trust the rules. We could take it to the
Well,
rules.
yeah, we have to. It's just our word against his. We saw him.
He's
Right.
the second son.
But we could still show the sheik
And we're
that he
still
is
fucking with the
taking
sheik's
us into
kid.
the
We
temple.
need-
Yeah. Well, we could tell the sheik, you asked us to look into this. This is what we found so far.
Right, but
It's
again,
not
you have no
looking
proof
all
that
like-
he was there. You're just saying that, oh, look, we found a secret entrance to something. You don't even know what it is yet, except for a jackal head, which is obviously incriminating, but not on Chorus.
But we followed Chorus to the obelisk.
And again,
Yeah,
that's
but it's
your
still-
word
that's still
versus
hearsay.
his son's.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How would we have any reason to look for the entrance to the obelisk if it wasn't shown to us by your son?
It could have been someone else that you followed.
Yeah. No, there's no workaround. Yeah, we walked into forgot about the politics of the situation.
Mhm.
This is whether he's a little shit or not, he's still the sheik's son.
Right. Well, like I said, we'll just have to. We can't. What do we do? Retcon it?
Bad or indifferent, it's
No,
going to be
No, we're
best.
gonna play it forward, but I just want you to understand the perspective at this point.
I won't grab him. I won't move towards him, but
This
I'm
is-
gonna pick up the hammer and my gold, my platinum, put it back.
This is one of those Robinson situation. No, I didn't really think this plan through.
Uh,
Yeah, there's not much we can do. Like being a the paladin.
Well,
That Varric
it's
is,
kind
he
of like you're holding the gun, but you haven't shot anyone yet, you know?
Right.
You haven't crossed the point of no return, but yeah, you've set the stage for sure. The question is how you proceed from this point on. So, with that being said, The guards quickly arrive into the tent. Karina has
Mhm.
disappeared. She runs out. Well, she doesn't return as the guards come in. And the guards are quite formidable. They're certainly intimidating in stature and size and aggressiveness for the rest of the party, and even give the two Goliaths reason to pause for a moment. They are not small individuals. They probably each stand about 6'9" and weigh close to 300 pounds.
Big.
And they
And-
have some rather gnarly looking scimitars.
Yeah, we don't really have a leg to stand out here.
So
And I'll
they
I'll
come
look
into
at
the
Chorus
tent.
and
They come into the tent. They look at Chorus. Chorus says, "Remove these two from my tent immediately." And they begin to
Say, I'm
approach.
going. Don't touch me, but I'm gonna get you,
Yeah.
you little shit.
yeah, same. We know you have more to say. I'm just gonna point my hammer at him and walk out. And yeah, I'm gonna be like, "Don't fucking touch me, dude. We're going."
All right, since you are not wielding weapons, they do not escalate. But they do obviously intervene. They stand between Chorus and the two of you. And their intent is quite clear: leave or battle.
Mhm. Damn it. That didn't go so well. And do we see Karina? Is that her name? As we walk out, or is
No,
she hiding?
she ran out the front flap, the front entrance of the tent as the two guards came in.
If I see her on her way out, I'll flip her a gold coin.
If you see her on the way out, you'll what?
Flip her a gold coin.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah,
Piece of gold.
she's not visible now, but perhaps you'll run into her later.
Be like, damn it. All right, let's go see if the wizard's ready yet. Shit, never mind. I should have hunter smart that fucker.
Perhaps a little patience might have paid off in this. I think you need I understand and appreciate the way of doing so, but you guys needed a little bit more clout before you actually could execute it.
Yeah.
And again, you don't even know what's on the other side of the door yet. You're just presuming, oh, look what we found. That had to have been given to us by Chorus.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know which one of you said it, but yeah, there's the politics that are definitely coming into play.
Yes.
That you guys have not had to address too particularly in any prior campaign sessions. So I figure it's at least fair to point out that, yeah, you guys need to take some other things into consideration rather than just what you're armed with and what they're armed with.
Well, yeah, well, usually with Goliath, it would be, we're going to go butt heads for a few minutes and then resolve things. But with humans, the brothers are learning that it's not that simple.
Yeah, especially when you're half a world away in a desert.
Yes. These desert people are strange.
So at least you haven't completely alienated yourselves yet, but yeah, you probably have created an air of suspicion at this point, and you don't know how it's going to affect your future dealings with the Sheik or Hassan. Could go either way. You don't know if they've been harboring.
I do want to make it clear though that it was only the brothers who went in the tent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I am very aware of that.
Okay.
But as I was about to say also, who knows if either the Sheik or his son have been harboring suspicions about Horus, then it's entirely possible this might just be the incentive they need or the reason betrayed to investigate further. You don't know how they're going to respond to you. You know, it's like, how dare you accuse my son, or thank you for bringing this information to light. Could go either way. But yeah, I would say in general, though, it's not too much of a secret that this encounter is not going to remain secret. So that being said, the two of you exit the tent, escorted by the two brutes, and they make it clear to you not to return to this tent again. They seem to know the limits of their authority, as apparently they understand you've been welcomed by the Sheik, but they seem to be Lord and God of the area around that tent.
I'm just gonna pull a Thor and be like, I fought bigger as I walk away.
The good old taunt. Good thing you're not a kid.
Yeah, and we'll go wait for Redrith before we meet up with everybody else to investigate this tunnel more, unless they've already started.
So you already went once to check to see if Redrith was ready, and they told you he still was.
Be a few hours, right.
Yeah. So by the time you're done with this set of events, by the way, while the two of you are in the tent, where is everyone else besides Redrith?
All down still by the obelisk, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Enjoying my tree.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm in the tree with Kelly, catnapping.
and then Fekish, what about you?
Hanging out by the obelisk.
Okay. All right. So then the two of you leave the tent. You turn to your left to head up back towards Nadron's tent or the cleric tent to go meet up with Redreth. And by the time you return at this point, he's there. He's sitting on a stool inside the tent. He looks worse, quite worse for wear. He's disheveled. Obviously, he's been sweating profusely. And he looks somewhat palish and parched or dehydrated.
I'll bring him some water and throw him 10 points of my lay on hands.
And yeah, Redreth, you just basically feel like you had a near-death experience.
Yeah, he Redrith keeps mumbling just the things I've seen, time and space and the realms. And his eyes kind of dart around a little bit as he's he notices that they're there and he acknowledges that they're there, but he's paying much more attention to trying to remember all the things that he's seen.
Yep.
As he thinks
and
about what it means for him.
The one thing that I think you also would probably share that I think would be an important message that came across in this experience is how much all of you are all just pawns to the greater beings. And not that you have no control, but for those who are not aware, you're just playthings like chess pieces on a board.
Well, I guess I know who took my bag of catnip.
I'll just look at Haig and be like, this is what happens when you think too much.
But yeah, even you guys can tell looking at him that yeah, he's had it just gone through hell and back in more ways than one, probably.
Well, pawns are not, wizard. You hired us to keep you safe, so we're still here.
So I would say after that experience, Redreth is still going to need a full recovery period.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So, and the rest of you have been up all night. So I would suggest that we determine a watch order if you're going to continue to monitor the obelisk, and then call the game in coincidence with the rest. We only got about 15 minutes left anyway.
I can set the dome up where we had it hidden in the woods, and
now, when that dome can't be seen into, correct?
Correct. I can make it. I can make it. I think transparent. I can make it any solid color I want. So I basically just match the color of the trunks of the trees and whatnot, so it's not noticeable.
Camouflage it, but not make it invisible.
Doesn't it have like that same effect, like the warding thing in Harry Potter, where people go by it, but they kind of don't? Maybe I'm
it's just
giving it
colored.
too many powers.
Yeah, it's just colored. You can adjust the color. It's always comfortable inside, and you can see out from inside. You can also kind of dim it, so it's like it's got sun, an ND filter or something on it to make it dimmer inside so people can rest. But yeah, you can still see out and hear out, but like I can't cast a spell out of it or something like that.
I can shoot an arrow out from it, though.
Correct. But it is opaque from the outside in.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, just trying to figure out how noticeable it might be if anyone else is coming in there, and probably much more so in the day than at night. But yep, I don't have to worry about that at the moment. So you set up the dome. You want to mark where you're going to put the dome, or is that the red marker you already got on the
It's
map?
the red marker I've got there.
Just to let you know, I did put my ability in where I could set up a base of operations, see what you guys think of it.
Was that a question to me or to them, Miz?
To them, if they ever want me to ever use my ability,
Oh, okay.
set up a little haven.
Gotcha.
It doesn't let me open it, so
Oh,
It let me open it.
well, being an expert, what do you think of the ability, Alex?
Somebody needs to oil their chair.
Oh, that's me.
I was noticing someone's enjoying some time with, I guess, a niece.
I've got my niece and nephew who have decided to come plague in the room where I'm at.
Oh, no problem. Probably good timing that we're
Yep.
deciding to end it now anyway then. But glad,
I'm all right with
Alex,
that anyway.
thanks very
Beck.
much for making the effort to join today.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's fun. I like this year. I like this group.
I know, and you're definitely one of our most dedicated players, and I very much appreciate it. So, yeah, we can put up with the little distractions here.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth having you around. Anyways, gang, is there anything else that we want to do before we rest?
Nope, I think we're
I
good.
think that's good.
Good, thank you.
I think we're good.
Okay. So, and then
I'm gonna stay up in my tree.
gotcha. And then I presume for next session, if you're interested in exploring the depths of this passageway you found, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I will focus on making sure the content for there is ready for us.
And Keith, I'll send you a couple messages about the subclasses I'm thinking about.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
We'll get that worked out over the next 2 weeks so that you're ready to go.
sounds good.
So our next session will be December 11th.
Okay,
Hello.
I'll catch
Yep.
you
Sounds
then.
good.
Everyone have
Sounds
a good
good.
week.
And let's talk about this now while we're thinking about it, because the next session after that is Christmas Day. So
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
That'll be a hard no. I won't
That's
even.
a hard no.
We'll
yeah.
be at the family's house,
So, yeah.
Yep.
the relatives.
All I
So
can
do
say
we? And actually, that works out because that means the following week is New Year's. So we're just going to skip the session on the 25th. We'll play the 11th, and then we'll meet up again on the 8th of January. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah,
Sounds
cool.
good to me.
Yeah.
Yep, that works.
Okay, so we got one more session this year coming up. Hopefully, we'll make it a momentous one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just gave me an
That's
idea
nice.
for a
Thank you.
new
Awesome.
encounter.
I'm in my room.
All right, all. Have yourselves a great couple of weeks. Hope you all had a very happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you again in chat. And
most
Right on.
certainly you'll take care. Toodles!
All right, we'll see you guys
Have a good
later.
one.
take
Take
care.
care, everybody.
Bye.